Thank you for listening to another episode of Shut Up and Watch the Movie, the only movie podcast to ever exist.
If you guys like listening to us, make sure you subscribe and share with your friends. We really appreciate it.
All right, enjoy. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Shut Up and Watch the Movie. I'm doing the intro again because Christina criticized my intro abilities.
Tyson messed it up. Not my fault.
All right, so as you know, this is a podcast where we make each other watch a movie that the other person may or may not have seen and may or may not like. Mm-hmm. And, we're going to talk about it. We're just two guys.
We love to yap at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
We're just yapping in a closet, talking about movies. Mm-hmm. This week, we did a new movie for once. We did Nosferatu because, well, I guess I'll say it, when we evacuated because of the fires.
I was going to say, we're going to give the backstory behind this viewing experience.
We evacuated because of the fires a couple weeks ago. We didn't have anywhere to go for the day. So we were like, you want to go see Nosferatu? And we did. That being said, I enjoyed the movie and we will get into it. Probably was not in the best mental state while watching it at the time. But, we didn't really have anything else to do. Well, we got some podcasting material out of it, and that's what's really important
we did.
At the end of the day.
Yes.
So we can keep this going. But before we get into that, we just talk about a little movie in our tiny little movie corner that we saw within the past week.
Yeah.
So, Christina, did you see a movie in the past week you want to talk about?
I did.
Wow.
I watched Fiddler on the Roof, which is one of those, sometimes, we all have those, classic movies that we haven't seen and that we know we should get around to, but every time you're like, I don't want to watch it. And then when you finally sit down and watch it, it's like, oh, it's a good movie. And it's like,
yeah.
Gee, it's one of the best movies of all time. That's how I felt about Fiddler on the Roof. I've been putting it off for forever, and I finally watched it.
What's it even about?
It's about this Jewish community in, the early 1900s in Russia. Which, that was kind of all I really knew about it was that it was, a very famous musical and that it was, about a Jewish community. That's basically all I knew. And I really liked it. It's centered around the main character, Tevye, who is, a dad, and as his daughters he has all daughters, and as they're getting married, his, kind of very... it's a very, Orthodox Jewish, traditional setting, and, his views are kind of, challenged, basically. That's essentially what it's about. And, yeah, it's pretty fantastic. It's very good.
I could see why you might not be chomping at the bit to get
right, but it's one of those things where it's oh, gee, is it a shock that someone who quite enjoys musicals, have watching one of what's considered one of the best movie musicals of all time, enjoy it?
Is he fiddling on the roof?
There is a fiddler on the roof throughout the show that's kind of a thematic motif. That's not the main character.
It's not a character?
No.
Wait.
I mean, I guess it is a character, but it's not the main character, no.
Wait a minute. I thought it would be about him.
No, it's not about him. He exists in that world, but it's not about him.
That's got to be annoying, though, if you're trying to sleep and there's a fiddler on the roof.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to sleep.
I don't think he does it at night. I think he does it in the morning.
He clocks in to the fiddling on the roof
Kind of
factory.
how a rooster wakes you up, they got the fiddler. But it was really good. It was very, very good. I feel like shouldn't be a shocking thing to say. I think if you like classic musicals.
When is this from?
When was the movie from?
Yeah.
I think the 70s.
The 70s?
I want to say.
We're out of what you can't look it up because our internet's out.
It seems like it's working right now.
In our podcast closet, the internet is out currently for me. So I can't do any background research, which is always crucial for this podcast.
Well, we have phones that have internet. That's so silly. I'm almost positive it's the 70s anyway. Not a big deal. It may be the 80s, but...
Okay, well...
Great movie. I feel like... I will say it's, not as flashy as, I don't know, some of the stuff I'm used to, but I think it's good. I really resonated with the themes and messages in it. I thought it was very well done.
We always love themes and messages in movies.
Yeah.
They make for compelling stories.
You know, we say that as a joke, but I've seen some recently that seem to be missing that, but I won't go into that right now.
What ones have you seen?
I don't want to talk about that right now. I was right, 1971 is Fiddler on the Roof.
Wow. Fiddler on the Roof. All right, so then let's get into my movie. So I just got in the mail the Criterion 4K release You don't give a fuck.
They had a big sale, didn't they?
They have big sales every, like, July and September.
Oh.
Where they do 50% off at Barnes & Noble.
They didn't have a big sale. Listen, here's the thing. I don't really care about the DVD you got or whatever, but I do think when it's like film festivals and they show up in like the Criterion bus or whatever and they let people go in and pick, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. You want to go into the...
I'll give it to them. If I saw that, I would be excited and I'd want to go in there.
Our podcasting closet is kind of like a Criterion closet if you think about it.
In a way, it's just instead of DVDs, it's my clothes.
So like a normal closet.
Exactly. Okay. Anyway, sorry, you didn't say what it was.
So the movie I rewatched this was Shape of Water, Oscar winner. Guillermo del Toro's own.
I actually haven't seen it. But...
You haven't seen it? That's a great... well, now we probably should have watched it for... whatever.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's great. Obviously, it won an Oscar. People make fun of it because it's the girl has a sex with the fish movie.
Uh-huh.
But it's actually very beautiful and touching, and, that guy can make some great films.
Yeah, I like Guillermo del Toro films.
Have you seen any other ones?
I've seen Pan's Labyrinth.
Well, that's a great one.
It's a great one. I've seen, I thought of one and now I'm forgetting it. It lost me.
Great podcasting material, by the way.
It left my brain. I wasn't prepared for this. Oh, his Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep.
That wasn't the one I was thinking of, though.
He's about to do a Frankenstein with Jacob Elordi.
Yeah.
What do you...
Listen, I like Jacob Elordi as much as the next girl, but I don't know. We shall see. And then, what's another one of Guillermo del Toro's movies? Why can't I think?
Pacific Rim.
No.
No. Hellboy.
No.
Crimson Peak.
I actually haven't seen that one, but that seems like it's up my alley.
Okay, I don't know which one.
Never mind. I really thought there was another one. I'm not going to look it up right now, but...
Okay, well...
Anyway, he's cool.
Pointless conversation. All right. Yeah, so it was really good.
A lot of hot takes so far today.
Mute woman discovers sexy fish man, and they fall in love, but the forces of 1950s America are trying to keep them apart.
Nice.
It's hard to encapsulate in one sentence. There's a lot going on. Much like Nosferatu, which we're about to get into.
Whoa!
All right.
What a transition.
Yeah, I know you hate this section, but I'm going to give some statistics and information about the movie we're about to talk about. So
I just wonder if we could figure out statistically how many people click off at this
point. They don't click off. People want to know information about the movie we're talking about. Why would anyone be... for 3 minutes, I'm going to give a little bit of facts about the movie, some background context.
It's boring.
It's not boring. It's interesting.
Whatever you say.
Oh my...
I just want to get into the meat of it.
Okay, well, this is Nosferatu. This is the 2024 one. Obviously, not the 1920s one. Right. Or the 1970s one. Directed and written by Robert Eggers. You know him from The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman.
The only one of those I've seen is The Witch, which I thought was fine.
It's good. Yeah,
it was fine.
Okay. I'm partial to The Lighthouse personally. What else? What else we got here?
Lighthouse.
Okay, I could see why you might think this is boring if I'm stuttering and looking for information to say. Okay, budget $50 million, box office as of right now when we're recording this, Monday, January 20th, 2025. Not to date us.
Whoa.
But
whoa,
the box office is $156 million.
All right,
which is pretty
good.
Which is way higher than
you would. It's done well.
It's done fantastic. Way higher than you would think Nosferatu would do, right? Mm-hmm.
There was a Nosferatu bit on SNL this week.
I know, I saw it. It was okay.
I didn't love it.
All right, so. What did you know? Did you know anything about Nosferatu?
Not really. I knew that it was about a vampire, and I had seen people online saying that it was horny, but other than that, did not know anything. And then you were like, "It's Dracula," and I'm like, "Okay."
Okay.
So that's a vampire. That's all I really know.
So the original Nosferatu is a 1920s silent film. It's like a bootleg version of Dracula. It's unauthorized adaptation of the book. So they change. The plot's the same. I think there's obviously a couple differences, but the plot is pretty much the same, and all the names are changed, and it's set in Germany instead of London or wherever the original Dracula is set, which I'm pretty sure is London.
I don't know.
I own the book. I just
Have you read it?
I look at it and I'm like, I'm gonna read this, but then you open it and it's like a book from the 1890.
I was
I just can't do it. I can't do it right now. I'm going to though. because I'm a well-read, highly educated person who wants to collect the artistry of the world.
Whatever you say. if you would say so.
Okay. Obviously, it just has a cult following because it's I think, a part of film history.
I think people like vampires. People like Robert Eggers.
Yeah.
People, like you said, like the original one. So it did have a few things going for it to be as successful, for people to like be wanting to go and see this in theaters.
You know, it's got a pretty good cast. Obviously, Lily Rose Depp, not Harry Styles. Harry Styles was supposed to be in the movie, though.
Was he supposed to be Aaron Taylor Johnson's character?
No, he was supposed to be Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult and Aaron Taylor Johnson are also in the movie, and Bill Skarsgård.
I don't think Harry Styles would have been bad, but I think that Nicholas Hoult is like an actual trained actor.
I like to shit on Harry Styles as like a little like joke, but obviously I don't think I've seen Don't Worry Darling or anything else he's in.
Oof.
Dunkirk is the one movie I haven't seen, like Christopher Nolan film I haven't seen, so I haven't seen him in that either. So I genuinely don't know Harry Styles' acting ability.
I think he's fine.
It's probably fine.
He's fine.
But, you know, I thought a lot of people are saying they didn't do great in this.
That's one of my friends that I was talking to recently asked, like, she was like, oh, I was thinking about going to see this, but I heard Lily Rose Depp, like, everybody was hating on her and just said it was terrible. And I'm like,
I never had that thought.
I don't think she was, like, anything to, like, write home about, you know, like, I didn't, like, it wasn't, like, an Oscar-worthy performance or anything, but it wasn't bad. She was fine. She got the job done.
There is an interesting thing that happens anytime they have, like, a crazy, out-of-control woman in horror. And at the end, everyone's always like, why do the Oscars never nominate Toni Collette for Hereditary?
Yeah,
or Maya Goth for X and Maxine? It's like, what, do crazy women deserve Oscar? Question mark? I don't know.
Well,
I'm not saying
because crazy men get Oscars all the time.
Do they, though?
I feel like get nominations and stuff. Yeah, like a man yells on screen and it's like, wow.
Okay, you're saying that, but name one example of that.
Have you seen what are the There Will Be Blood, right? Daniel Day-Lewis, didn't he get...
There is more to that movie in his performance.
I know, but like this was just a whole trend on TikTok a while back where people were like, it was like men yelling at movies and it was like, my boy, my son, and then it's like the I don't think he was nominated for this, but like that clip of like Jake Gyllenhaal and I think Nightcrawler where he like smashes the mirror. And
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just like men yelling in movies all the
I would
time.
like to think best male actors at least, win for more.
I'm trying to think who's won recently.
And women
I
performances.
can't even think.
Cillian Murphy?
Oh, he was great. And he didn't yell.
He didn't yell. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's besides the point. That's not any... I kind of just went on that tangent without realizing the tangent I was going on. It's not important. Point is, if you watch other Robert Eggers movies... people act the same kind of way. I think he does a very, like... And I'm not sure if this is something that, like, an actor would bring to the movie, where you would think, oh, I'm doing a period piece. Let me talk all eloquent, and let me sound a little bit more stilted, because I'm going to be a little bit more proper.
Yeah.
So I think...
I don't know. None of the acting felt unnatural.
No, none of it felt unnatural to me. I don't think, none of it really blew me away.
Yeah.
Do you remember later in the movie when she gets... We're going to go through the plot here in just a little bit, but I just kind of... We're having an intellectual conversation.
Yes.
So, do you remember in the movie when she starts, like, getting possessed, kind of?
There's, like, kind of... It's almost like an exorcism scene.
Yeah.
I will say, I didn't realize Lily Rose Depp had that in her.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, oh, good for her. Like,
I don't
know if I've seen her in anything, now that I think about it. Other than, like, have you seen...
What?
This isn't like a movie or anything. There's just that clip of her where she's like, this thing that went viral about her where somebody's talking about their like experience encountering her or something, and they're like, yeah, she had trench coat on, button to the top.
No, I haven't seen this. What is this?
This is like a TikTok thing.
We have completely different day-to-day lives.
We do, and TikTok's not gone anymore, so
TikTok.
I can keep scrolling to my heart's content. And she's wearing these like really ugly shoes that like like. No, if I show you a picture, they're bad. It looks like a literal, like, camel toe. Like, it's like, there's, like, a indent in the middle of the foot.
Some people might want to wear shoes like that.
That make you look like you have a hoof? No.
Maybe. I don't know. I thought she did good, but even that part didn't really blow me away. I don't know, some people were making fun of it because she, like, kind of sticks her tongue out and, like, to the side. Do you know what I'm talking about? When her face gets all possessed?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like...
Look at those shoes. Sorry, everyone. I know this is an audio medium. Do you see what she's wearing?
Yeah, I could see how that... Yeah. Look. I don't know. The only other things Lily Rose Depp has been in that I know of is I think she was in a Timothée Chalamet thing, The King. And then also...
They dated for a while.
Timothée Chalamet and Lily Rose Depp?
Yeah.
Wow.
T.
Who hasn't he?
Also, yeah, that's a good point too. But I was gonna say it's just interesting because like he also like was Wonka, who Johnny Depp. That was a role that Johnny Depp had.
Yeah, it's all connected. It's all connected.
For a Super Bowl ad or something, he dressed up as Edward Scissorhands. Whoa.
Well, I'm not gonna get off Freudian on this podcast, but
also we don't need to talk about Johnny Depp too much.
People probably end up dating or getting married to people that are kind of like their parents.
All right. Anyway, you were gonna say something else.
Okay. What was I gonna say? Well, God damn it! The William Freud thing got me distracted.
William Freud?
Is that not Sigmund? Sorry. Okay, my brain. I've been working a lot.
Did not mean to break your brain.
Okay. Let's just get into
Should we just get into it?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna stop. Oh, Lily Rose Depp was in 2 Kevin Smith movies because she's friends with his daughter.
Kevin Smith?
Kevin Smith, the Clerks,
Oh.
He directed Tusk. You know the movie where the guy gets turned into a walrus?
I haven't watched it, but I've heard of it.
Apparently she's in that.
Okay, I probably am not going to be watching that one anytime soon. I know she was in the Idol TV show, but I just, from everything I heard about that show, is just one of those ones where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to watch this.
All right, but let's get into the movie. So,
let's get into it.
Look, I don't think, spoilers, I guess, but it's Dracula. This is the plot of Dracula, which is the book, Dracula.
Spoilers. If you're listening to this podcast, I would assume that
what?
You're down to your spoilers, because that's kind of all we talk about.
Yeah, which, again, you didn't know the plot of Dracula.
No, I didn't. I knew that there was, like, a vampire, but, like, that's...
I'm well familiar with the plot of Dracula. I've seen quite a few Dracula movies, and I own the book, which I haven't read.
Do you have a favorite adaptation?
No. Look, I guess it would be this one.
Oh, okay.
I don't really love the original Universal's Monsters one. I don't really care for Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Where, have you seen what he looks like in that movie? He's got like a red cloak and he's got like the
it's like the
butt
very
head.
Like classic vampire look.
Yeah. But, in the book, they say he has a mustache.
Oh my god, don't get me started on the stupid little mustache.
Count Orlok in this has a mustache, which we'll talk about when we get to
let's get
further.
into it.
But, okay, let me set the scene for you. On a cold night in Dreary, Christina, are you here with me?
I'm here. I also saw the movie, so I know what you're talking about.
Okay, early 1830s.
In Germany.
So I guess this girl is, I don't know, like she's getting spoken to by Count Orlok.
A spirit or something.
Yeah, it's Count Orlok.
Yeah.
And I guess we're going to have to just be blunt about the sexiness of the movie, because there is a lot of...
I said I knew it was horny going in.
There's a lot of...
it is, but it's...
There's a lot of moaning.
There's a lot of... Yeah.
It's not even necessarily sex. It's just moaning. And she's getting spoken to by spirit form Nosferatu. And I guess that's going to bring her close to orgasm. And then... What? I don't know how to say it, man.
No, that's... Yeah, okay.
And then he jump scares you. And then it's title card.
Like,
bah!
Yeah, she's sleepwalking or something.
The jump scares were surprising to me because it's Robert Eggers has never really done jump scares in his movies before. He's one of the people.
There was one that got me, but I don't remember what it was. But I did jump, and I turned to you and I was like,
he's kind of.
I was like, that one got me. I wasn't ready for that.
He's kind of known for being one of the people who righted that elevated horror wave, which is like jump scare bad. So good horror movie, good movie
this
without
is
jump
pretty elevated.
Scare. No, yeah, I agree. I'm just saying there are a handful of jump scares in this movie. And I'm wondering if he wanted to do that or if it was like a studio note.
Interesting.
Because this is Focus Features, not A24. Basically, she's married. This is Ellen. And we're years later, and she's married to Nicholas Hoult, Thomas Hutter, who is I can't remember the guy in the original Dracula. I guess I'm not going to name the analogous names.
Did they change all the names for this?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was just going to name the character in Dracula that he's supposed to be, but it doesn't matter. So basically, he works for, like, what, real estate?
Yeah, he's like a real estate agent.
And he talks to the man at his work.
His boss.
And he's basically like, I got to figure out what this guy's name is because...
The boss's name?
Yeah, because he's...
Does it matter?
Yeah, because he goes crazy later, and he's like...
Oh, is that the boss that goes crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't put that together.
No, I didn't put that together until the second time I watched it with you.
Okay, interesting.
Okay, the boss character, we'll just say that. And they're just like, hey, so this guy's trying to move here, and he's in Transylvania, so you have to go to Transylvania and do the paperwork for him. And he's like, why can't he come here? And he's like, it's just not how it works, man. You just got to go
they're
over
like,
there.
he's this old count.
Yeah, he's
he has
like
his
sick or
traditional
something.
ways. He doesn't want to come here. You have to go there.
And of course, Ellen would be pissed by this because her husband's about to go. And well, also, I think
Thomas he's like wants this promotion, I think.
Obviously.
So he's like, no, I'm gonna do this, and then like we can like have more money. Because they're, like, kind of still newlyweds at this point.
Yeah, and I think their relationship, it does not seem to be completely satisfying her. So I think there's a little bit of I'm trying to be delicate with how I say it. I don't want to be crass. But, yeah, she seems to not be completely fulfilled, maybe, by the intimacy in their relationship.
I feel like what I picked up on more was the fact that, like, they kind of talk about, like, she's had all these, like, mental issues in the past, and, like,
she's
being
had a
with someone
melancholy.
stable has been, like, good for her.
Exactly.
It's kind of calmed her down a bit.
And they say she's very emotional, and when it starts acting up again...
You know, it's 1830, so their understanding of mental health is not the same as what they are. Yeah, it's like, oh, she has a melancholy past. So, she gets in a mood sometimes.
And so when she gets all acting up, they, like, drug her and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So...
Good stuff.
My internet's still out. I'm trying to move over my notes to my laptop, but I cannot. So back to the phone. She doesn't want him to go, but he goes anyway. They're also friends...
Yeah,
they're also friends with Aaron Taylor Johnson's family.
So she goes to stays with him and his wife and their 2 daughters.
Yes.
Yeah. Aaron Taylor Johnson... I feel like, you know what? I will say... I like him, generally speaking. I think if anyone's performance in this movie was lacking, he was kind of weird.
People say that, but I don't think he acted any differently than anybody else. They all kind of talk in the same stilted sort of way. I guess
so.
And it's not even that bad. It's not like an M. Night Shyamalan film where people talk.
No, it wasn't, like, bad. Like, he didn't, like... I don't know. He wasn't, like, that bad. He just, like, I don't know. Something, like, wasn't clicking for his character for me.
His, like, old 1830s way of speaking is funny. To me, he's like, damn it, man, you didn't tell. It's like, he's like,
it's very,
he says,
like,
God damn it, man. He says that a lot. He's funny to me.
His character's just kind of weird, I guess.
What do you think about his facial hair situation? He's got, like, the mutton chops and then the mustache and then, like, soul patch.
It's very of the times. Yeah, I guess, like, that was, like, the look in 18... Because, listen, I think Aaron Taylor Johnson's a really good-looking guy. And this movie...
I think that's a kind of a good look. I kind of like that look. I'm thinking maybe I should do that look.
No. Oh, my God. No. What? You're doing a bit right
I'm not doing a bit. I genuinely...
You want, like, the little, like, curly Q mustache? Like...
Yeah, kinda.
No. You can't do that in this day and age.
What?
Like... you have a mustache on your face and it fits your face. Like, don't push your luck here, okay?
Okay, Jesus. All right. So he goes to Transylvania.
Nicholas Hoult does.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult. Let's take a moment. What do you think about, like, all the sets and the atmosphere and the vibe and...
This movie looks absolutely gorgeous. It looks incredible. It was one... I was thinking about it because remember when we did, like, our... like 2024 recap thing.
Yeah.
One thing we mentioned was just like a lot of movies nowadays like just don't like the lighting looks bad. Like that's just like a consistent problem with digital. And like this movie looks so incredible and the lighting is so intentional in like every single scene and I loved it. Talk about 3-point lighting. Come on now. Like it looks so, like, even if, like, this movie, like, maybe the vibe isn't your thing, or, like, you're not in a vampire, like, whatever.
It's very pretty, yeah.
It looks incredible. It's so good.
It's around Christmas time.
It's like...
snowy.
The way that, like, it's not black and white, but they make certain scenes look almost black and white, and there's just this constant, like, light side of the screen and dark side of the screen, and the way it like looks with certain characters and stuff, and yeah.
There's like a blue tint to a lot of the nighttime scenes, which I believe would be in reference to how, which you haven't seen the original Nosferatu, unlike me, the highly educated person who has. They tint the film during the nighttime scene. They filmed it all during the day, so they would just tint the film just blue during night. So it kind of looks like that, which I think is pretty cool.
It looks great. It looks so good.
So when he arrives in Transylvania, he goes to like a little like inn, and they're like, "Leave. We don't want you here. You're white. We are like a isolated community." And he's like, "I'll pay you double." And then
oh yeah.
And then he gets up in the middle of the night, and he's like, there's like a band of people.
They like sacrifice a virgin.
Yeah, they're like, we brought a virgin to well, no, I actually don't know what they're bringing the virgin for, because then they're like, they dig up a vampire and kill him anyway with a stake. Yeah. So I'm not sure what the virgin is doing. But then he also like
wakes up the next day like back in his bed. So was it a dream?
No, this whole stretch of him going to Transylvania up until we go back to Germany is kind of very dreamlike, because things just sort of happen to him, and he's kind of just whisked away.
And he doesn't really understand what's going on, and like there's stuff that like doesn't seem real, or like it's like a trick of the mind, kind of.
His horse gets stolen. He's walking through snowy mountains. A carriage without anybody driving it or anybody there approaches him.
I was like, doesn't he wake up in that town and everyone's gone the next day?
Yeah, they stole his horse.
But there was like lots of people there, and they're all like, it's totally abandoned the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So weird stuff's going on, basically.
Yeah, and all this stuff happens in the book. Basically, they're just like, you don't ever speak of the castle.
There's like an old like lady who's like, don't go there, it's cursed, like the prophecy, whatever. I don't know. She's saying some stuff.
Their one bit of vampire rule is it's like they reframe the garlic to like vampires are like,
they don't like garlic.
Yeah. She's like rubbing it on the window, which in the context of like an old like Romanian folk, I don't know, that seems realistic.
They seem like they were supposed to be like, can we say gypsies? Is that?
No, you can't.
Oh,
it's all right.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. They say it in the movie, but it's.
What would it be in this day and age?
I don't know, but I think it's. That's
like
technically
Romani?
Not correct. Yeah, just Romani.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. It seems like that type of like. Yeah. Traveling kind of group.
Yeah, he gets whisked away up to the castle. And this dude, he's all shadowy, and he's like teleporting all over the place. He's pouring wine.
So he meets the Count Orlok, who like we kind of know is a vampire, but like he has like, the thing that sticks out to me is like his nails. Yep. If you saw Wicked, they have like acrylics on at all times, and this guy has like his like long pointy fingernails, very like bony fingers. I did not realize this was Bill Skarsgård.
It's amazing to me that this is Bill Skarsgård. He's like completely different.
He likes to take on these like crazy roles.
I don't know if he
like them with like It.
I don't know if he even liked. I feel like he probably just got trapped in the. I feel like if you do Pennywise, then suddenly now you're everybody's top choice to be scary
like
monster dude.
Villain.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's fine for himself.
He also got ripped, and he did a bunch of leading man stuff, like action movies. He was in the Crow remake. You know The Crow?
I didn't see that, but okay. Anyway, yeah, he does not look like himself at all in this. No, I didn't even realize, like, looking at the synopsis.
He's got a mustache. He has a mustache. What is your problem with the mustache?
His, like, body's, like, rotting.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about the mustache for a second.
It just seems like a weird detail.
That's historically accurate.
It just seems like a weird detail, and
it's historically
based
accurate.
on what you told me, you were like, yeah, no, people really like the mustache and think he's hot. That scares me, because he's literally, his body's, like, decaying. Like, he's not hot.
He's got, like, chicken legs.
Yeah, there's, like, a lot of problems with him. Anyway, he's a very, very creepy-looking dude. Nicholas Holt's character is, like, freaked out. He is, like, sweating. He is stuttering. He is scared.
He gets I guess he cuts his hand slightly on a knife, and then Orlok is like, let me see it. And then he passes out. And then he wakes up the next day. He's, like, passing. He's, like, waking up and passing. Oh, he passes out,
and then he wakes up, and he has, like, he has, like, a bite mark or something on his chest. Like, he has, like, 2 little holes.
Yeah, he's there for, like, a few days of him just waking up and passing out and getting fed on, and then...
Yeah, which, okay, I mean, that's fair enough. I would probably be freaked out, too.
And he eventually, like, thinks of the idea to go find out, because he sleeps during the day, right? Because he's a vampire, so vampire rules, he sleeps during the day in a coffin.
Right. Well, also, I think, wait, the other thing that's important is that Orlok takes a locket that has Ellen's hair. And then he, like, gets him to, like, sign this paper. And he's like, oh, it's, like, all with, like, the real estate and stuff. But, like, it had... What did it have on it?
It's written in, like, runes. Yeah. It's, like, written in, like, wingdings.
It's not a real estate paper, you guys.
It could be.
There's some funky business going on there. That is, like, some, like, cult, like, Ouija board type stuff going on, okay?
Yeah.
But he signs the paper because he's scared, and he's just kind of like...
Obviously. Yeah, let me just get the fuck out of here.
Real estate. He's like, no, once we get this real estate paper done with, I can leave. So he's
and he's like, and he's like, hey, can I go? And he's like, no, you're sick. Stay.
Yes.
So he feeds on him some more, and then he tries to kill him in his little tomb.
Right, yeah, like since he finds the coffin that he sleeps in.
But he wakes up and attacks him because, I don't know, all-powerful Dracula.
Yeah, Count Orlok wakes up fully naked, stands up out of the coffin. Yeah. Tyson goes, do you see he's naked? And I'm like, yeah, I noticed. I saw it, Tyson.
I'm sure people thought it was sexy. You can see his... No. There's a lot of people online who think he's sexy in this.
I don't understand why his skin is literally decaying.
Okay, there's some people that
If I wanted a sexy vampire, I would have gone to watch Twilight, okay? This is not a sexy vampire movie.
Okay. You just want you want to play make-believe vampire. This is a real vampire.
Okay, and that's fine, but I don't find him sexy. And I don't think that there's a problem with that.
There's not a problem with that.
Oh my god. And it scares me that people do think he's hot, because why do they think he's hot? Like, why? Because he has a mustache? Like, guys, come on, stand up. Like, we need to be better. Have higher standards.
You come on this podcast. Every movie we watch, it's always whatever the attractive guy in the movie
hot guy is.
But this movie...
Yeah, a movie does not need to have hot guys to be good, and this one... If anyone's hot, it's not the decaying vampire who has, like,
you don't think
5-inch nails and whose skin is decaying.
You don't think maybe it's his swagger that, like, a gross rock star?
What swagger? He's, like, trying to, like, take over the soul of, like, this young girl. What swagger is that?
You don't think maybe some people would be into the fact that he's like, hey, don't... He sends a brain message to Ellen, and he's like... Hey, don't think about your husband anymore. Only think of me. It's like
yeah, that sounds like a real healthy relationship.
Break up with your boyfriend. Get with me instead.
Break up with your boyfriend. I'm bored.
So
as Ariana Grande would say.
I don't know. Maybe people just like his demeanor.
Yeah, good. Evil vampire.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So he manages to get out. He gets attacked by some dogs. He runs out a window. He falls into a river.
Some, like, nuns find him and nurse him back to health.
They cure him of, like, whatever curse was placed upon him. And he's off, still sick as a dog, back to Germany.
Yep.
Now, here's an interesting thing. He's able to get there on horseback. But later, since he signed the deed and Count Orlok is now on his way over to Germany...
Yeah, Count Orlok's going to Germany now, and he's like...
He gets on a boat.
He's on a boat, like, in a crate.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Which I was a bit confused.
He needs to be...
I didn't realize that was, like, literally him. I was like... As I was watching the movie, I was like, what's he sending? And then I was like, no, it's him.
Yeah, it's him.
I don't know why
That's what's creepy about this part.
About that.
That's what's creepy about this part of the book. So I've heard. Again, I haven't read it yet. But in this movie, these are the same rules also. You have to sleep in the earth in which you were buried. Every day. Mm-hmm. That's like the rule. And so when he sails across on the Demeter, he sends a bunch of 9 crates that you're not allowed to open or see what's inside per the rule in the instruction. This is in the book. I don't know if this
was not laid out this detailed in the movie.
They kind of skip over the Demeter part very, very quickly. And so he's in one of the crates and in the dirt.
And he starts, like, feeding on the sailers.
Yeah,
because the sailors start dropping.
Yeah, he starts just fucking picking off the sailors one by one. They made a movie of just this part last year, or 2 years ago.
Oh, what was it called?
The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of schlocky. It's not, like, arty like this is.
Oh, okay, well.
But, Dracula horror movie. So, yeah, they do a little bit. I feel like I might have gotten confused, because I don't think that happens yet.
Well, okay, this is all kind of happening... And then also while this is happening, we're going back and forth with Ellen, who's in Germany.
Okay, so
what's going on with her?
So Ellen is like
she's
losing
getting like
her
sick
goddamn mind.
She is sleepwalking. She's like having seizures. She's talking to Aaron Taylor Johnson's wife because they're like besties, and she's like, something's like wrong. Like I really don't feel good. And the wife's just like, oh, you miss your husband. Like, you guys are newlyweds. Like,
she's
it's
like,
hard to be
not
away.
that.
And, yeah, Lily Rose Depp is like, no. Like, something is wrong. Like, I'm having messed up dreams. Like, you do not understand.
There is something
like, something is really, really wrong here.
She's like, there's something, like, with a hold on me. I feel it all around me. And she's like, God? And he's like, she's like, no.
No, not God. And then she starts, like, having a seizure.
Yeah. She has a lot of seizures.
She has a lot of seizures. And this is what they're like, oh, she has, like, an upset temper.
And so they just, like, wrap her up in a corset and chain her down to the bed.
Yeah, they, like, chain her down.
And Ralph Ineson, the doctor.
Which we all know is exactly how you treat seizures, right?
Yeah.
That makes everything better.
And they, like, drug her to, like, make her go to sleep. Then
you have, like, this doctor there. And so he's like, you know what, like, I don't know how to treat this, but I know somebody who might.
Because we've started exhausting all our options.
Right, because they've like tied her to the bed, like, and then every time she wakes up, she's like very like weak and unwell and like not okay, like clearly not okay.
They say, when you run out of options in modern science, you go to the supernatural. And so apparently an old professor this doctor used to have, Willem Dafoe.
It's Willem Dafoe!
And he's like crackpot.
He's like believes in like the occult and like demons and witchcraft and
he's
like
right,
all that type of stuff. In this case, he's right. Can I just say, I was so excited to see Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe's great. I love him. He works so much. He's in like everything. Like there's been so many movies I'll turn on and I'm like, oh my god, there he is.
No, I feel like, has he always been like this? I feel like he's just been working nonstop
like
for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
It's just like he's in every movie.
He is employed. And I love him. He's great.
He's okay in this movie. I don't think he's particularly good. I think he's way better in The Lighthouse also. I just think his character is a lot less interesting. I don't think his character
like Willem Dafoe a lot.
Yeah.
I think this was like, this past year was like his second year in a row of like most watched on Letterboxd because he's just in so much.
He's in a lot of good movies too.
Yeah, he is. Love that guy. Have you seen that photo shoot of him where he's in like these ridiculous poses? It's really funny.
I might have.
There's one where like he's standing. I can't do it right now, but he's standing with like his legs apart.
Yes, I have seen this.
I love that picture.
I have seen this.
Good stuff.
Yeah, so she's going crazy.
So yeah, they go and get him because they're like, he might actually be able to figure something out. Like he might know something.
And he basically deduces that it's kind of the doing of like a demon with the title of Nosferatu. Nosferatu is not the name of the Dracula in this movie. It is Count Orlok.
They only say Nosferatu like once.
Yeah.
And it's, Willem Dafoe gets to say it. Also, I'd like to point out, while all this is happening, Aaron Taylor Johnson's so over it. He's like, this is preposterous. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is not true.
He does not seem to care about any of this, really.
No.
He's just like, what, can we fix this? Like,
he's kind of like, I just offered to, like, have my friend's wife stay over here while he's gone. I didn't think I was going to be dealing with all this.
I didn't realize she was going to go batshit insane.
Right? Like, I don't really want to be dealing with any of this right now. Which, honestly, sounds mean, but, like, I get, like, that's fair, honestly. Like, imagine if someone came to stay with us and, like, we were like, oh, like, we're friends, we guess. We're not, like, the tightest people ever. You can stay for a little while. And then they just start acting, like, absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I'd want to help, just, like, be a good person, but also I'd be like, all right, do we have to do this? Like, how long is this going to last in our house? Like,
yeah. So he's getting frustrated. Anyway, yeah, so Dracula's on the way in the boat, or Count Orlok. He's on the way in the boat, and Plague starts breaking out on the boat, and he starts killing people on the boat, and the boat crashes onto the shore of Germany.
And all the rats run out.
The rats run out because
like,
it's the plague
it's
ship.
Plague.
And so the plague starts ravishing Germany.
And then also around the time Thomas gets back, he's not doing well.
Yeah, because he's like barely,
He's unwell. He got bit by a vampire a few times. But he's back. He's not well.
And apparently she's fine now, though.
This is like, once he gets back, she's
Ellen's like, all right, okay, I'm okay.
But when Orlok, like, appears, like, to Aaron Taylor Johnson's wife?
Mm-hmm. I think one of the nights, yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's wife starts having, like, this, like, really, almost similar to Lily Rose Depp's character, where she's, like, almost in like a trance of sorts.
Sure, yeah, she starts
What does she even say? I don't even remember.
She starts, I don't know, but she starts losing her mind too.
She starts losing her mind a little bit, and Aaron Taylor Johnson goes to Thomas and Lily Rose Depp, and he's like, you guys need to get out. He's like, we're done. Like, I don't, like, whatever madness is taking place, now it's taking over my wife, like, you need to get out. You need to leave. We're not doing this anymore.
But Orlok talks to, like, visits, or like a vision of Orlok visits, or maybe it's him, I'm not sure, but he shows up to her, Ellen, one night, and is like, you got 3 days.
Yeah.
To be my wife. Or, like, be my...
Or I'm gonna, like, kill everyone you love.
And so then he starts going after the wife, I think, of Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think he does. I think they have that conversation.
And so that first night, a bunch of rats start gnawing on her.
I gotta be honest, I kind of forget the exact order of events.
It's fine. I'll guide you through this. I remember this.
Okay.
So the rats kind of start gnawing on the wife, and the wife gets the plague and starts going crazy. And then, like, one of the next nights, Orlok appears, and he just kills their children and kills the wife.
Yeah, another movie Tyson's made me watch with dead children.
Look, man. I don't know, man. It's just how it is. It's just how it is.
Just how it goes.
And,
wait, not to go too far off this, but I was over Christmas. My mom was telling me which episode she listened to, and she was like, "Christina, that movie Climax? That sounds terrible."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, The child in the closet? That is sick. Why would you watch that?
Because it's a good movie.
And I'm like,
sorry.
No, and I was like, I know, Mom. Like, I was stressed out watching it. She's like, I was just stressed out listening to it. That sounds like the worst movie ever.
Listen, you know that guy wants to make a kids movie now?
You mentioned that to me.
Isn't that crazy?
Scares me a little bit, but, you know, whatever. So we can add this to the list of movies with dead children.
Basically, they're all kind of just, like, I don't know, it's a lot of them talking about what are they going to do to stop Count Orlok, and then Aaron Taylor Johnson's like, no, Orlok's not real, we have science.
He's like,
it's
this is all stupid, get out of my house.
And
he like tells off Willem Dafoe and the other doctor. Oh, should we mention that one guy that's like in a jail cell or whatever?
Yeah, this is the boss.
Yeah.
I
didn't realize that was the boss.
Yeah, so basically there's been a guy kind of feeding them information about Count Orlok. And he's the reason why he sent Thomas Hutter
But I thought he, like, works... Oh, he does work for Count Orlok then. Because, like, doesn't he, like...
Yeah.
He's, like, his assistant or something. I don't
know. He's like a...
His little henchman or something. Just because that was, like, the grossest part of the movie to me. Is when... So they put him in a jail cell, and he's kind of, like, continuously going crazy. And then... How does it even happen? Somehow he gets a pigeon.
Yeah, he has a pigeon, and then he
bites its head off.
He eats the pigeon.
That was gross.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I don't like that. That's yucky.
So basically, they're kind of like, okay, we need to act now, because it's like either the third night, and the plague is ravishing Germany, and so they kind of are like, okay, let's go burn his tomb.
Yeah.
And they go do that. Okay, well, actually, Aaron Taylor Johnson, sorry, I'm getting out of sorts here, because it's... I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of moving parts.
There is a lot of moving parts. Well, wait. Okay, hold on. I'm like looking
Aaron
at this
Taylor
now.
Johnson
also,
is very...
full disclosure, we saw this like 2 weeks ago now.
Don't say that! We
normally record like within a few days of watching it, but we had some accentuating circumstances get in the way. It's okay.
Okay. Aaron Taylor Johnson gets the plague.
Usually it's a little fresher in our brain when we record.
Aaron Taylor Johnson gets the plague, and he crawls into the coffin with his wife, and he dies.
Daughters.
Yeah.
And
So he dies. And so, yeah, then they basically are like, let's go kill Dracula, and all the men leave Ellen safe in the house, and when they go, Willem Dafoe basically reveals that he had sent them all as a distraction to the tomb, because he's not in the tomb. Mm-hmm. And Dracula's actually, Count Orlok, is actually about to go...
sleep with Ellen.
Yeah, make love with Ellen.
Because Willem Dafoe's character is like, no, my research, like, it says that if, like, the maiden, like, sacrifices herself, like, then he can be destroyed.
I think she's aware of this plan, too.
No, I think she knows exactly what she's doing.
And so...
So she basically agrees, like, yeah, we'll be married or whatever. So then they lay down on the wedding bed and, you know, do their thing.
They do their thing. Well, I mean, I don't even think it's sex. I think I think he's just sucking the blood out.
No, yeah, he just bites her. It's not... But, like, I think it's, like... You know, it's like physically looks like that.
Well, they might also be having sex.
They play with the
Yeah.
I think they play with this idea of, like...
But basically, he's...
sucking blood, like, being an intimate experience. Yeah. Because it's also earlier in the movie we see him sucking the blood with Nicholas Holt's character. It's, like, a very, like, sexual kind of position.
And then, basically, the sun starts rising, and Nicholas Holt is running back to the house. He's trying to get back to the house. And Dracula's like, oh, man, I probably should go. The sun's starting to rise. And Ellen's like, no.
She keeps
some more. And they... Basically, the sun kills him because he couldn't. I don't know. It was too good, I guess. like what else?
He was like, really, yeah, okay, I'll stay.
That's kind of what happened.
He stays,
and then he like explodes into blood and.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then she's just like covered in blood, and then like
dead.
He makes it there like right before she dies, and they like say their goodbyes as she dies,
and that's it.
And then I guess the city is like free from the curse of Nosferatu.
Which I don't know how
Nosferatu or Nosferatu?
Nosferatu.
I don't know. They said it only once in the whole movie. How was I supposed to know?
I don't know. Maybe you're not.
And they had like British accents.
Yeah, even though they're German.
You know what? I think that's, like, just the thing that movies do is, like, if it's European, everybody either has a German accent or, like, everybody has different accents. And it kind of, like, Disney movies do this all the time, including some Disney movies that I love a lot. But it's something that I always catch. And I'm like, they're in France. And that one character has a French accent, but the other character has an American accent, but the other character has a British accent. My friend and I watched How to Train Your Dragon the other night.
Yeah.
And the dad has, like, the Viking accent. And then the main character doesn't, though. She was like, why doesn't he? And I was like, shh.
Listen.
Don't question it.
I mean, look, this entire movie could have also been in German.
Yeah.
Would that have been better? No, I don't think so.
They're all British accents.
I don't think the movie would have made $150 million if it was German.
Probably not.
Because audiences can't stand movies in other languages. Anyway.
That's it. I feel like this was kind of a rough recap where we were darting around a lot, but I actually highly enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah, you did. I kind of forgot that you did. I think it's okay. I don't think it's my favorite Robert Eggers movie. I really do like The Witch, and I do like The Lighthouse, and I think those are
liked this more than The Witch, and those are the only two Robert Eggers I've seen, so I think if I saw The Lighthouse, that would probably be my favorite.
I do. Well, we own it on 4K.
Maybe I should watch it.
Yeah, maybe we should watch it. And so, I really just appreciate all the artistry he puts into, the sets and the period accuracy. And if that's in exchange for maybe some stilted dialogue or stilted performances because everyone's trying to act all eloquent and proper, then okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I thought it was great. Highly enjoyed it. Looked amazing.
I guess
good story.
I don't know what else to say. I feel like
I don't know what else to say either.
My stuff about it too.
I'm a fan. I had some of my friends request like, Christina, you should get Tyson to go take you to see this podcast. And we did. So if you guys think of any movies that you think one of us should show the other, let us know. Also, to those friends, they all said like this changed their lives. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I did enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I was really hoping you were gonna find him sexy. So we could
have vampire?
I knew deep in my hardest of hearts that you weren't going to, but I was just...
I have standards, like...
I know, but what an interesting twist that would have been.
Yeah, that would have, I feel like if that had happened, I would have learned some things about myself, too, so...
Some people are into freaky shit.
Yeah, not me. Not the blood-sucking, no.
Okay.
Can't say I'm into it.
Christina.
Tyson.
What are we going to watch next week, even though I already know?
Well, let's say, if you guys remember, the episode before this, we watched High School Musical, and I'm going to go ahead and just make Tyson watch all three of them. So, next up is High School Musical 2. Woo! Woo! The one over summer where they go to, like, a resort.
And Sharpay has that song in the pool.
That happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. I'm excited to see if it's better than the last one.
I was going to say, I think that they each get better. I think that the second one is, like, the most campy. Like, I think it's the most, like, over-the-top, kind of silly at moments, but, like, it's really fun.
I love camp. Let's get into it.
It's some summer fun, you know?
All right, so I guess that's it, then.
That's it. Okay. Ooh, let me see if I can do this outro.
Yeah, do the outro, huh?
Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. If you want to follow us, it's shutupandwatchpod on Instagram and YouTube
and TikTok.
Well,
depending on if TikTok
As of right now, TikTok was banned for like a good 12 hours there, and we're back, so I'm not too worried about it. As of right now, we still have a TikTok, and it's Shut Up and Watch Pod. So
Letterboxd is Shut Up and Watch.
Yes, Letterboxd is Shut Up and Watch Pod.
Which is
Shut Up and Watch.
Updated.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you to Ronan Lilly, Bailey Johnson, and Justin Hicklin for their contributions. I did not specifically say which they were this episode.
It's okay.
And I'm not going to go back and I'm not going to clarify.
I think it's okay.
But we say it every other week, so you know what you did.
That sounded accusatory.
Oh my god, we are just in shambles.
Make sure you like this.
Yep.
Leave a review.
I'll read it out in the podcast.
Share it with your friends.
Oh, let me see if anybody has left a review.
I think you need to start looking this up before.
I don't think it really matters because I think we have some fun here and we get a little break and no, there's no new reviews.
But you did say we hit.
We did just hit. I got an email saying we hit 1,000 lifetime downloads of our podcast before we started recording. So congrats, guys!
Thank you.
What is that? 20? We're at like 30 episodes now, so that would be like 30 divided by 1,000, or 1,000 divided by 30 would be. I don't know. So like maybe a little bit over a few hundred at least per each episode.
That's pretty crazy.
I would have to think so, right?
Yeah.
No, wait.
No. 30, wouldn't it be 30?
That would mean like not a few hundred, like a few dozens.
Dozen, yeah. It'd be about 30 per episode.
Wow. That's good. 30 per episode.
It's more than I thought.
Yeah, 30 people are tuning in to listen to us stammer.
Yep.
And say like a bunch.
Well, Tyson, did you know that if you don't share this with your friends and family and anyone else who you might think might like this, Nosferatu's gonna come for you.
Count Orlok.
Whatever. Dracula, whatever name you want to go by. Who cares?
Well, it sounds like it's not a terrible experience.
You're gonna get attacked by a vampire. It's not a terrible experience. It's not a terrible experience.
Listen. Can it be like
maybe by your standards? I know you have a mustache. I think that's clouding your judgment a little bit, okay? Having a mustache does not automatically make anyone hot.
Well, to some people they would disagree.
You know what? You're right. Some people would disagree with the statement I just made, but I stand by what I just said.
All right.
And with that, I think we're done.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.